Hello dear fans, friends and subscribers. Welcome to the cricket show. As usual this on a Saturday. This is your host Ram welcoming you all to this regular daily cricket show, the Cricket Happening Show. As far as this Cricket Happening Show goes, again today also it is going to be a match summary because there are a lot of matches, some exciting things which has happened. Well, we know Bangladesh yesterday put up a wonderful fight, and well, they continued that fight back, and yesterday they broke some records. Today they went on to some superb records. In fact, in the first test against between Bangladesh and Pakistan ending in a draw, and Bangladesh making sure that Pakistan will never bat the second innings in this test match by doing something that has never been achieved. Probably 50 years back this has happened in a second innings. To put up a 300-run partnership is something that has never happened in the annals of Test cricket, and that was done today by the Bangladeshi openers Tamim Iqbal, who became the second double centurion for Bangladesh. Mushfiqur Rahim is the first one to hit a double century, and Imrul Kais also contributed 150 runs with 16 fours and 3 sixes, and Bangladesh finished on a massive 555 for 6 declared on the final day, and the match ended in a draw. Sorry dear fans, I'm a bit under the weather, but I love to do this cricket show, and that's the precise reason I'm out here. I'm having a severe cold, but cricket is something which I can't stay without, so that's the reason I'm out here. So that is one thing I look at, and some sensational happenings as far as the second test, the third test is concerned here in Barbados, in Bridgetown, where 18 wickets fell when West Indies, England were bowled out for 257, West Indies were bowled out for 189, and then West Indies bowlers produced a magical display here to reduce the Englishmen to 39 for 5. So this match on the second day itself has proved that now this match is going to definitely finish within, probably tomorrow we might have a result in this match. What a wonderful spectacle it is turning out to be. So that is something. And then we had the IPL matches. The IPL matches today, Chennai Super Kings were beaten by Sunrisers Hyderabad by 22 runs, and in the 33rd match, which was a truncated affair because of rain, it was a 10 overs a side affair, and Royal Challengers Bangalore won the match by 7 wickets, with Mandeep Singh showing sheer talent there by hitting a very quick fire 45 to take his team home. I'll come back to that all later, but let's start off in Bangladesh. Now, as far as Bangladesh were concerned, as I said yesterday, they had chiseled together a partnership 273, and today that partnership still, I wouldn't say rose to great proportions, but definitely it once again piled on the agony for Pakistan, as this partnership went on to add 312 runs, and this is the highest ever partnership by Bangladesh in Test cricket. Not only that, one has to remember that this partnership in the second innings to make 300 runs is something, it's a great effort, and Bangladesh seemed to be truly determined, and now we know it's a flat pitch, but it also requires a lot of application and determination, and that's what Bangladesh precisely showed, with Tamim Iqbal becoming the second double centurion for Bangladesh, as he made 206 with 17 fours and 7 sixes. What a knock from Tamim Iqbal. Imrul Kais also made sure that he's going to be a permanent member in the test matches, scoring 150 with 16 fours and 3 sixes. 21 from Mominul Haq with 2 fours and 1 6. Mahmudullah was out for 40 with 2 fours. Shakib al Hassan really capitalized on that very great start given by the openers, as he was there till the end when the play finished there on the final day, with Shakib Al Hasan remaining unbeaten on 76 with 6 fours and 1 6. Mushfiqur Rahim was out for a blob. Soumya Sarkar made 33 attractive runs with 4 fours. Shogat Ahum was not out on 20. And 5:55, Bangladesh made sure that Pakistan will never bat in the second innings. And what a match! I mean, 296 runs in arrears, and Bangladesh have put up such a gallant fight back here, and this will go down in history as one of the matches that Bangladesh fans would definitely remember. And looking at the bowling, nothing to really talk about. Junaid Khan 2 wickets, Zulfikar 1, 2 to Hafiz, 1 to Asad Shafiq. Tamim Iqbal was named man of the match, and Bangladesh broke a lot of records, and I would say they rewritten the history. And as I said, in second innings, to put an opening partnership of 300 runs is something I can only go back to the days when the West Indian batsmen Gordon, Greenidge and Haynes were in a position to do so, or Roy Fredericks, I could say. But this was something which was truly something outstanding, and Bangladesh need to be really commended for this great effort that they put against Pakistan, even after being 296 runs in arrears. So that is something that requires a lot of determination and application. And that's what, even though it was a flat pitch, I thought Bangladesh openers deserve real kudos for their brilliant performance here. Now, as far as now, I get on to the other match, and this is a match which was the real match of the day, I could say, because I'm talking about the second day's play in the final test match between England and West Indies. And England today, in fact, today was a day when 18 wickets fell to make sure this match is definitely going to finish within inside 5 days. Today is only the second day, and now we are almost into the second innings of the England are into their second innings on the second day itself. Now England were bowled out for 257 today. A quick work done by Jerome Taylor, who went through yesterday. He was wicketless, but today he made sure he was amongst the wickets as he went on to pick up 3 wickets for 36 runs. And then 2 wickets for 47 for Gabriel, 2 for 34 for Jason Holder, 1 apiece to Samuels and Permaul. And today, well, it was Butler who was looking like a real spectator there, as Jerome Taylor knocked out all the remaining wickets of England. He took all the wickets as he cleaned up the tail. Jordan was out for 3, Broad was out for bowled by Taylor for 10, Anderson castled for naught, and 257 all out for the Englishmen. Now West Indies batted, and West Indies also they found themselves in serious trouble, as James Anderson with a new cherry was not only swinging the ball. As I said, this pitch was tailor-made for all the pacers and the swing bowlers, and we definitely saw that England also got great punches out of this wicket, and James Anderson started off in brilliant fashion. First he picked up the wicket of Brathwaite when Brathwaite was made to nick a delivery which was going outside the off stump. Jordan taking the catch with the second delivery itself, he nipped the wicket. And then Shai Hope was the next one. He was the test debutant, and he was sent back to the pavilion pretty quickly. He looked a bit edgy. He got a boundary, a maiden boundary, but Shai Hope was also snapped up as Anderson got him to nick to Cook, and he was gone. And then that was 5 for 2. And then Samuels, oh, that was a brilliant exhibition of bowling from James Anderson. He kept on testing Marlon Samuels with some beautiful outswingers, and then came the real delivery. With the final delivery of the 9th over of the West Indies innings, he produced an in-swinger, and Marlon Samuels probably thought the ball is going to swing away, but the ball went on to hit the pads, and up went the umpire's finger. It was hitting the middle stump. Marlon Samuels was on his way back, bowled by Anderson, LBW bowled Anderson for 9, and what a wicket that was. And West Indies were 21 for 3. After that, it was the turn of Moeen Ali to pick up Darren Bravo's wicket for 9. So, and what a catch! I mean, It was a brilliant catch. In fact, that was not a brilliant catch. Jordan took 3 catches in this, but the catch that he took when he actually got rid of Chandrapal was a real gem. And Jordan, as you know, Chris Jordan has already made it a habit now in the slip cordon of picking up some brilliant catches, and that was one of those brilliant catches that he picked up as Chandrapal was trying to play on the back foot. The ball was in the air. Jordan was probably thinking the ball is going away from him, but Jordan plucked it up beautifully. It was really flying, and Chandrapal was out for 25 with 3 fours, and then once again Anderson came back into the mix as Anderson came back, and by the time it was when Chandrapal was out, the score read 82 for 5, and then it was very difficult for the bowling Jermaine Blackwood, who showed a lot of enterprise in batting when he hit one beautiful straight drive, or the bowling of Ben Stokes. He was not afraid to come down the wicket and heave the spinners for sixes. He also heaved some, he also heaved, I thought it was not Chris Jordan, I think it was Stuart Broad, he heaved him for a six, and Jermaine Blackwood tried his best because he couldn't get any support from the other end, as Ramadhan was out for 13 with 2 boundaries to the bowling of Broad. Holder was out to Stokes for 5. Parmal made 18 with 3 boundaries, victim of Anderson, and then Jerome Taylor's stumps were picked up by Anderson for 15 with 2 fours and 1 6. But it was Jermaine Blackwood who made sure that West Indies would have some, West Indies wouldn't be giving the huge lead to England, and that's what Jermaine Blackwood ensured. And Jermaine Blackwood showed that he is slowly but surely making his presence felt in this West Indies team. We know that he made a century in this series, and now he made a very, very valuable 85 runs according to me, and he was, he had no other choice but to really take the willow and start hammering, and he had to do it in pretty quick time, and that resulted in Blackwood first hitting a 6 of the bowling of Anderson, but Anderson had him plucked by Moeen Ali at long on after attempting another one, when Blackwood, being the highest scorer with 85, with 11 fours and 4 sixes, Gabriel not out not, and West Indies were all out for 189, thus conceding a lead of 68 runs to England. Anderson, brilliant figures. In fact, he picked up a 6-wicket haul, 12.4 overs, 5 maidens, 42 runs and 6 wickets. Brilliant stuff from James Anderson. Broad 10 overs, 3 maidens, 1 for 31. Moeen Ali 10 overs, 2 maidens, 1 for 56. Root 9 overs, 1 maiden, 1 for 34. Jordan bowled excellent, 6 overs, 3 maidens, none for 4. Ben Stokes 2 overs, no maiden, 1 for 17. And 68 runs ahead. England started that. England came to bat in the second innings with Alistair Cook and it was Jonathan Trott. All the eyes were on Jonathan Trott. Well, Jonathan Trott hit 1 boundary, and the score was taken to 11. At 11, West Indies started making things happen, and the man with the ball who made it happen was the same person who did all the damage in the first innings to England. Today, in the first innings to England, when he cleaned up the tail, it was Jerome Taylor. What bowling, superb bowling from Jerome Taylor, as he got Trott was probably, Trott probably was a bit tested there, and Jerome Taylor produced the delivery, and Jonathan Trott was on his way home. And Jonathan Trott, one does not know whether this is the last that one has seen of Jonathan Trott. He has had a dismal series, and Jonathan Trott was LBW, bowled Taylor for 9 with 1 boundary. The score read 11 for 1. Alistair Cook was joined in by Gary Balance. Shannon Gabriel produced a delivery with lots of pace as he got Alistair Cook to nick 1 outside the off stump. Brathwaite in the slips was waiting for the catch. He was gone for 4. That was the second wicket, made it 13 for 2 as Bell and Balance were in the middle. And Bell, as you know, had got a duck in the first innings, and he bagged the pair, and this was his second pair in his entire Test career, I am told. And Ian Bell, once again, it was Jerome Taylor coming in, charging in, and getting the wicket of Ian Bell. As Ian Bell was adjudged LBW, Ian Bell bagged the pair for the second time in his Test career, and the score was 18 for 3. England were really into deep trouble. And after that, Joe Root came in and joined Gary Balance at that stage, and one was seeing that slowly it was proceeding at a snail's pace, but that was quite understandable because the West Indian bowlers were really on fire. And Jason Holder now, it was the turn of Jason Holder to get a wicket here, as Joe Root was the man who was gone, as he was caught by Bravo bowling of Holder for 1, which made it 28 for 4, and when another 11 runs were added between Balance and Moeen Ali was a victim, and this time it was the turn of the spinner Permaul, who was definitely using the rough. The rough has already been created on the second day itself, so that really tells you this pitch is going to be very, very difficult to bat on, even for the West Indies when they come here, because already a rough has been created in the second day itself, which is alarming, I would say, and that's what Permaul did. He turned the ball out of the rough. Moeen Ali was trying to hit the cut shot, but trying to play that cut shot, he got the ball. He didn't time the ball properly, and he missed it, and it hit the stumps. And Moeen Ali was gone by Permaul for 8, and that reduced the Englishmen to 39 for 5 at close of play, with Gary Balance hanging there with an unbeaten 12 with 1-4. Ben Stokes was not out on not, and England closed at 39 for 5. Thus, England, with the 68 runs, the lead they have, they're leading by 107 runs, and I would say the West Indies bowler have bowled magnificently here. Now, as far as the bowling was concerned, Taylor absolutely on song. 6 overs, 1 made and 2 for 16. Gabriel, his pace going up a notch here. 6 overs, 4 made and 4 runs, 1 wicket. Jason Holder, 4 overs, 1 made and 7 runs, 1 wicket. Veersamy Permaul, 4 overs, 1 made and 7 runs, 1 wicket. Marlon Samuels bowled a solitary maiden. And what a match, what a final day which is coming up. Whether tomorrow we are going to see the match end, that is my question. Because rough already created on the second day, pace bowlers are really onto it. The pitch is giving all the assistance that the pace bowlers require. Even the spinners are getting their purchase out of this wicket, and it is going to be one hell of a match tomorrow. As on the second day itself, 18 wickets have fallen, and I won't be surprised if the match ends tomorrow. But this is the deciding test match, as you all know. England are 1 ahead. Whether West Indies can put it across England, that remains to be seen. But a good display by the West Indies bowlers towards the end of the day, to end the day. Well, so that is over. So now I'm going to go for the quick summary of the Indian Premier League matches. The 34th match, Indian Premier League, Sunrisers Hyderabad taking on the Chennai Super Kings. Sunrisers Hyderabad batted first, 192 for 7. David Warner was in marauding form, and he was clattering Mohit Sharma all across the park. Ashish Nehra was taken to the cleaners, and More was hit pretty fiercely, and everything, it was all the work of David Warner, the captain of the Sunrisers Hyderabad, who played in a punishing fashion, and in that partnership with the Shikhar Dhawan, he raised 86 in 8.1 overs. So basically, in 49 balls, he had Sunrisers Hyderabad sitting on 86, with the contribution from Warner was 61 of 28 balls, with 11 fours and 1 6 before Raina picked up his wicket. Dhawan contributed 37 of 32 balls with 4 fours, 19 biffed by Moises Enriquez of 9 balls with 1 4 and 2 sixes. Morgan was there till the end when Sunrisers Hyderabad finished on 192 for 7, but like the approach from the Sunrisers Hyderabad, probably David Warner told all the batsmen that just go for it against the Chennai Super Kings, and I thought it was an aggressive approach by the Sunrisers Hyderabad, which helped them to get to 192 for 7, and the tone was set by David Warner in the opening stages. So Morgan not out 32 of 27 balls, 1 4 and 2 sixes. Oja made 20 of 12 balls, 3 fours and 1 6. And today, 192 for 7. The Chennai Super Kings bowlers really came in for some severe tap here from the Sunrisers Hyderabad batting. Mohit Sharma clattered 4 overs, going for 58 runs. Ashish Nehra 4 overs, cost him 31 with a wicket to his name. More 2 overs was crashed for 28 runs. Then 4 overs, 1 for 29 for Raina. 4 overs 3 for 25 for Bravo, the best bowler from the Chennai Super Kings. Nagy 2 overs, no maiden, 1 for 20. As far as Chennai Super Kings were concerned, they had to chase 192. They ended up 22 runs short, with Dwayne Smith making 21 of 19, 3 fours and 1 6. McCullum started off in right earnest, but he was out for 12 of 5 balls with 3 fours. Raina making 23 of 15 balls with 3 sixes. Duplessis made 33 of 22 balls with 4 fours, and Dhoni making 20 of 16 balls. That was time Ashish Reddy picked up 2 wickets. First he ran out Duplessis, then he picked up the wicket of Mahendra Singh Dhoni for 20, Nagy 15, and then the task became too big a task for the Chennai Super Kings, even though Bravo and Jadeja were the crease. And in the end, Chennai Super Kings had to be content at 170 for 6. Bravo was not out on 25 of 20 balls with 3 fours. Jadeja was not out on 14 of 12 balls, and it's a 22-run victory for the for the Sunrisers Hyderabad. Bowled 4 overs, was crashed for 44 runs by Brendan McCullum and Smith. Kumar 4 overs 2 for 32, bowled superbly. Praveen Kumar 4 overs 1 for 33. Enriquez 2 for 20, excellent bowling. Sharma 2 overs for 19. Ashish Reddy 2 overs no maiden, 1 for 19. David Warner, the Sunrisers Hyderabad captain, took away the Man of the Match award. So Chennai Super Kings suffering a defeat here. Now the 33rd match, which was because of rain, the match was a 10-over decide affair. Kolkata Knight Riders collected 111 for 4 of their 10 overs. Uthappa making 23 of 21 balls with 3 fours. Gambhir 12 of 8, 2 fours. Andre Russell was the man who really gave the impetus by slamming an unbeaten slam. He was run out for 45, 17 balls, 5 fours and 3 sixes. Doshat made 12, Pathan not out 11, and Kolkata Knight Riders made 111 for 4. Mitchell Starc 2 overs 1 for 15. Varun Arun was hammered by Andre Russell in particular, as Arun leaked 29 runs of his 2 overs. Patel 2 overs 1 for 22. Wiesman for 20 of his 2. Chahal 2 overs 1 for 22. As you know, only 2 overs could be bowled by either bowler, and Royal Challengers were the ones who won it. And let me tell you, Royal Challengers, we know the big names there were Chris Gayle, Virat Kohli and AB de Villiers were the top of the order. Well, they were not the ones who actually got this victory for Royal Challengers, but it was an youngster by the name Mandeep Singh. If you look at what was happening, Gayle was out for a very crashing 21 of 9 balls with 3 fours. Virat Kohli making 34 of 20 balls with 2 fours and 3 sixes. And de Villiers was dismissed cheaply by Chawla for 2, bowled by Chawla. And then Mandeep Singh and Wies were at the stake. And probably one would have thought David Wies would do it, but it was the other way around, because when Kohli departed, the score was 81 for 3, and only, I would say, 14 balls, sorry, it was only 16 balls that remained, and they had to get 30 runs, and the man who did it was Mandeep Singh. Mandeep Singh played some beautiful strokes, and then he turned his attention to Andre Russell as he hit him for 2 sixes in one particular over, and made sure that Royal Challengers will win this match. And he was the one who was the man of the match, with a man of the match effort, with an unbeaten 45 of 18 deliveries, 4 fours and 3 sixes. Reese was not out on 9, and Royal Challengers Bangalore winning this truncated affair by 7 wickets thanks to Mandeep Singh. Cummins 2 overs went for 18. Umesh Yadav 2 overs cost him 31. Hogg 2 overs 1 for 23. Chawla 1 for 21 of 2. Russell, Carter 1.4 overs no maiden 1 for 22. Mandeep Singh, the youngster and the talented youngster from the Royal Challengers Bangalore team, took away the man of the match. Well, dear fans and subscribers, that brings a wrap on this Cricket Happening show this on a Saturday. Tomorrow, once again, I'll be back to have some exciting moments, I would say, because yes, Bangladesh is out, so we will be talking about the England versus West Indies, which is the one which will hold center stage tomorrow on this Cricket Happening show of mine, because I'm sure there could be real happenings over there in this particular match. As I said, we are into the 3rd day tomorrow, and as I said, there are only another 15 wickets remaining, with 5 wickets of England and 10 wickets of West Indies, and the pitch is playing all sorts of tricks. It's giving all the assistance that the bowlers need, and as I said, I'm not going to be surprised where if I'm going to be sitting over here and talking to you tomorrow to talk about one of the teams actually winning this match tomorrow. Well, so that is it. And then we'll look at the IPL matches, 2 matches that are coming up on a Sunday. Well, dear fans, subscribers, I hope you all enjoyed this cricket broadcast of mine. And one thing I can tell you, dear fans, I was not keeping well. I was feeling under the weather. But well, if you see me itself, you'll know. If you see my face, you'll probably feel that I'm really looking a bit jaded. But cricket is something which really invigorates me, and that's what it is precisely done. I'm very glad that I did this. I'm once again full of life now. Thanks for your company, and thanks for patiently waiting on this Cricket Happening show and bearing me. And your host Ram will be seeing you tomorrow. Until then, it's goodbye. Thank you.